How you meet Wale?
How did I meet Wale? I met Wale at Club Pure, U Street. He was doing a contest, and the winner, he was doing a talent show, DMV talent show contest at Club Pure, and the winner get a record with him in a video, and I won. I won the talent show, and that's how we did the Oh Let's Do It freestyle.
Right.
That was me, Wale, and Black Cobain did the Oh Let's Do It freestyle, and that's when I met him, did the verse, shot the video, and he was just like, I could tell, like, you're gonna be my little brother, watch. I could tell it's just the energy. And I was just like, he a superstar to me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he had a video with Lady Gaga at that time, bro. Like
Gaga,
pop record, hit record.
International star.
International, Wale was out of here. He was doing shows in Russia, London, UK, and all that. So he was out of here when I met him. So when I was listening to him, I was like, man, I don't know if it's a publicity stunt or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's doing this out of the kindness of his heart. Is somebody paying him to do this? I don't know.
Right.
So I was just listening to him like, okay, cool. But the more, like, once the way you seen me record, like I write my verse, recorded it, then we shot the video, the way he seen me do that, I guess it was just like, he was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I always thought that I could somewhat fuck with him when it come to bars. You know what I'm saying? Writing lyrics, you know what I'm saying? So we always
confident. I respect you, but I can go at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I always had that attitude with him when it come to studio, and he respected that because while they think, man, can't nobody fuck with me. So the fact that I even talked to him like, man, I'm better than you. Like I rap better than you. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I even talked to him like that, it fucked him up. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, you for real? You know what I'm saying? So we used to go at it in the studio, and our relationship just built, man. Like, he never showed me no flaw. You know what I'm saying? We always kept it real, and he supported me, and he a big part of my success. You know what I'm saying? So,
what's the best advice Wale ever gave you?
Don't ever change. Don't never change. He said, man, people are gonna provide you with a million reasons to change, Trel. Don't ever change. You know what I'm saying?
Keep the same
And and I respect that because I feel like they try to change him a lot too. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things I feel like he did it to please somebody over him, or he thought that if I do this is how I become a bigger artist. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying that Wale got regrets. I ain't gonna say that, but I, from conversations we had. But so my best advice that I could think of, he told me a lot, but right off the back I could think of, he just told me, don't ever change, man. Be you, man. You are Ben and Roll. You are the Pinnacles, man. You a boss, like, you know what I'm saying? You a hustler. Represent that.
Right, good. Yeah, so when the first time you met Rick Ross and he heard you rap, what was the first words he said after he heard you rap?
Well, the first time I met Rick Ross, he didn't hear me rap. The first time I met him was on his birthday in the club in King of Diamonds. So, but the first time they played, while they took me to meet him, we was in his studio. He was sitting down at the desk, and while they pulled my music up on the computer and played I believe 3 videos for him on the loudspeakers though. We in the studio though. So he watching my video with the music on the loudspeakers. So he's sitting back, he's smoking his weed. Then he looking at me like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So
you getting hyped.
Getting hyped. I'd be lying if I told you I remember what was the first thing he said in response to listening to my music. But the vibe was that, I don't think at that time he knew that he was my favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite 3 rappers when I was growing up was Scarface, Wayne, and Gucci. You know what I'm saying? So, but Ross was my #1 favorite rapper. Like lyricism, flow, his videos, everything. He was my favorite rapper. So I don't know if he could tell by listening to my music, but I believe he watched Crematum. He watched the Crematum video, and the lyricism in Crematum. If you listen to the lyricism in Crematum, I kind of was replicating what Ross was doing with that mafia music flow back then. You know what I'm saying? A part of me wanted to say fucking and cremate him. Like, why listen to the Lord when he ain't save him? And why you swimming in my water when you ain't bathing? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking DC slang, but it's so much on the upper echelon that Washingtonians was like,
Where he from?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that nigga got a universal flow. Like, this shit is DC, but it's upper echelon DC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when he was listening, he was just like, wow.
Right.
You feel me? And he offered me, like, his first time hearing my music, he offered me a deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Explain that to me. Speak to your deal with his company, because I've been getting mixed information on that. Was it, what happened with the deal?
The kind of deal I signed, that's a hard-ass question. Let me tell you why. When it came down to getting my deal right, when the paperwork came, my manager at that time had got locked up.
Okay.
You feel me? Okay. So I knew how much I was going to be paid. This is before I knew about taxes.
Right, yeah.
This is before I knew that the lawyer took a cut. This is before I knew that the manager took a cut. And this is before I knew that the accountant took a cut.
Right, yeah.
So off the rip, I'm thinking what I'm signing for on the paper, that's what I'm getting.
Your number, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my manager, when the paperwork finally come in the mail, I never forget, I was in Mideast Studio in Alexandria, Virginia. Phrase came, was like, yo, you got some mail. Boom. I open it. It's my contract. I ain't read it. I checked on the money, made sure the money was still the same, and I went to the back and signed it. Right. I'm going to keep it on it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Before my manager got locked up, he took me over my lawyer's house, because we had to hire a lawyer to sign a deal. We took her to her house. She had this big house in Georgetown. I'll never forget. I went over there. We sat on the couch just like we is now. Me, her, and my manager. She went over that contract, and she was talking to me, and Curbone.
Made you feel crazy.
I wasn't even listening, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, yes, man. I'm going to keep it on it. I'm like 20, 21 years old. And I know once I sign this, I'm about to get 600,000. Like, I don't care what you're talking about. Like, let me sign a paper. I was wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was like, man, I don't care. Like, let me sign the paper. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the deal, I don't even know what it was. You know what I'm saying? I was just focused on the money. You feel me? But I also knew that Ross took me in the backyard of his house. And he was like, look, I want you to get everything that is owed to you. Everything that we agreed on, I want you to get it. But everything that's owed to me, I want it.
Yeah.
He was like, I want every penny.
He still got that swag telling that money. He still got the swag telling the money.
And I understood him. I understood him.
Yeah.
Businessman first, you know what I'm saying? I understood him. So, and I don't have no regrets about it. And it's still MMG to this day. Like I tell people all the time, I still got keys to one of Ross cribs. That's my nigga. You feel me? Like to the end. So, but as far as what the deal was, I don't even remember what was in it. The lawyer probably know, but I don't even remember what was in it. I was just pressed to get the money, and I wanted to be MMG. And I wanted to be a bigger rapper. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy thing about it, that's the reality, what you said, and a lot of people that's 21, 22, 2019, in any business, not just rap, because I hear a lot of people get beat up in the music business, but when they stupid, they ain't do it. But in a lot of business, it ain't just the music business. When you that age, and you don't got no history, no bear on your family, that do business, you know what I'm saying? Because you did, they would have been right there all on your wing right there, tell you I want to go when you talk, right? So don't beat yourself up too bad for that, right?
Yeah, but I ain't beat myself up.
Right, was too bad for that. So, but your relationship still real cool. Y'all still one-on-one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my big homie, man. He gave me my first check.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always a different level of respect for Ross, because you got to think, when at the time when he gave me my deal, labels, real record labels, wasn't offering me more than 300,000 or something, like 250. So I thought that was my worth. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand that. Me, Lil Durk, Lil Reese, Chief Keef, all us, we started rapping at the same time.
Your class right there.
Yeah, that was my class. So I'm looking at Chief Keef just got 7 or 8 million from Interscope. Durk just got $1 million from Def Jam. Reese got $1 million or like 800,000 from Def Jam. So we all, you know, these my homies, we having conversations. So I'm like, all right, so if you worth that and your view's doing this, and you worth that and your view's doing this, I must be worth this. But the labels was only offering me 300,000. So I said, man, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? When I met Ross asked me, what you want? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me think about it. I went on this porch, smoked a cigarette. I'm in my phone asking all the homies, what should I ask for? Because I don't want to fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say, man, $1 million. And he be like, man, nah, I ain't giving you that, shorty. Fuck it, the deal off the table. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm thinking I'm only worth 200,000 to 300,000. So I said, fuck it, man. I'm asking for 6, man. He was like, 6 what? I was like, 600,000. He was like, deal.
Right, yeah.
And I respected that because he a businessman and he asked what I wanted.
Right.
I said what I wanted, he agreed.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I had people in my ear like, oh, you lowballed yourself and all that. I ain't trying to hear that, man. I'm from the Pinnacles, man.
Right, yeah.
Most money I ever had in my life was $30,000, man. Niggas just offered me $600 to rap about the Pinnacles.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me get that.
Yeah.
Let me get that. It ain't nothing to talk about. Let me get that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where, and I don't regret nothing about nothing that I did. You know what I'm saying? Would I have done things different? Of course. But do I regret it? Absolutely not. Because I ain't cheat. I ain't cheat in no way. I ain't had nobody to buy me views. I ain't had nobody to rent me cars. I ain't had nobody to buy me designer clothes, buy me jewelry. I ain't had nobody to put me on flights and all that. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't had that. My rap was strictly from the Pinnacles, and everything I hustled up was a hustle up.
Right, yeah.
The beats, the studio time, the cameraman, the video models, Lil Diamond and them from Uptown, they made video models, man. We had real trap bitches in our videos. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't cheat.
Right.
I really got a bag off telling a Northeast nigga story.
Right.
So that within itself was I climbed the mountaintop. Like when I achieved that, I'm like, man, I'm doing something. Like, nigga, I got a bag off the Pinnacles, rapping about what we do and what we like. I was gone off that. So self-made, you couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah, that was important to you too.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, Big Boy, I like Rick, right? He got a lot of swag, right? And it's crazy because everywhere I go, they give me the Rick Ross joint. I be having to try to say, look, man, Rick Ross a bad motherfucker. I want to put him on the couch, right? I said, I was a bad motherfucker before Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying?
You will get Rick Ross on your couch one day.
I want him here. I'm a little older than Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't no
Speaking
new
into
rap.
it existence.
Yeah. So I'm going to get him on that couch. We got to talk about that, right? Every time I'm on the little interviews, I do all the comments. He sounded Rick Ross, you know, all that, right? So I want to get, because this Big Boy, he fly though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he got a lot of swag. And he talk that shit.
Business oriented, man.
Yeah, he talk that
about
shit.
his business, man.
Shit. Yeah.
Like, if this ain't about business, I don't even want to talk, man. Like, I love that about him, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't being rude. What y'all talking about?
Right, yeah.
Fuck is you know what I'm saying? And that mentality carried over onto me so much because when I was incarcerated, people thought that I was, you know, everybody got the stereotypes. Oh, he a famous nigga, man. Nigga, famous Hollywood ass nigga,
Right,
man. Yeah, don't care where you from, man. Nigga get too much money flying around the world, fucking bitch, man. Nigga ain't for the struggle. That's what they assume off the rip. But at the same time, the shit that y'all talking about, I don't want to waste my time talking about that. So I probably do come off at first, you know what I'm saying, to the niggas that ain't know me, I probably did come off as that at first. Because, man, I really don't, hey, Trel, yeah, what you think about? Man, I'm down here reading, bruh.
Right, yeah.
I don't want to talk about that.
Right.
Let's talk about something business oriented. Let's talk about getting some money or spending some money or what's the flyest this or what's the most expensive that. Let's talk. We could talk about that. But all that other little boy shit, and that's what Ross on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he on straight business, man. What we talking about? Like, man, if we ain't talking about nothing, no business or no money, man, I'm quiet, man.
Right. And crazy thing about it, most people when they had a perception about you, it's really what they think about themselves, and they judge that on who they think you are,
Absolutely.
right? So that you won't get that all you like, because you meet men. That's who they think they gonna take right to you because they already say I'm a bad motherfucker. So we can chop it. But if a nigga inferior, got any sucker shit on him, you know, so on any level. I'm saying not just the rap shit. I mean the reality world, right? So sometimes people put that on you, man. So that's good. I like how you said that you know you feel good about being self-made. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't saying that you shouldn't have put no bad bras in your video. But I like how you saying that you feel like you got it from the mud. And you grind it up like that.
I mean, if I had the ability to, I would.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first started rapping, we dreamed of having like Black China in our video. You know what I'm saying? Fat Rabbit, Bambi in our videos because they was the baddest bitches around the city. You know what I'm saying? But we in the trenches, man. You know what I'm saying? The baddest bitch, I know my man fucking her. Diamond from Uptown. She taking all them Uptown niggas off and bringing all that shit to us around the North. Put her in the video. I worked with what I had. You know what I'm saying? This before I knew about all them badass Latino bitches Uptown. You know what I'm saying? The farthest I went, Northwest was the quarters at this time. You know what I'm saying? I was in Northeast all 24/7, 7 days a week. So it's not that I didn't want them in the video. It's just that I worked with what I had. You know what I'm saying? So being self-made, like, you know, Diamond, we ain't talk about money. We ain't talk about outfits. Man, pull up, come get in this video, whatever you got on, whatever, however you feeling today, that's how we rock.
It's a go.
It's a go. And the first video did 500,000 views. And I think that goes back to I think the views reflect what we portrayed in the video. It's the city, man.
Right,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
was more relatable to what was going around the world also, the runners of that.
Absolutely, absolutely, because I got a lot of fans who think I'm from Chicago. There's so many people from Chicago who think I'm from Chicago, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I knew, like, that my music was hitting different because out-of-towners couldn't even place me. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they never been in D.C.
Right. So. And it's funny because I remember we used to debate a lot about the Biggie and Tupac. I'm a Biggie fan. I like Tupac, but I prefer Biggie as my joint. And every time you debating a joint, and they get debate, I be saying, I say this, they be like, yeah, but nah, what about the bras? He was in the movie shows. I said, man, y'all saying all this shit that's, hey, I'm talking about just the rap. It's the music. He's a bad motherfucker, handsome, smooth, dance. We just talk about the lyrics, but there's so much other stuff that make the argument like that, right? Absolutely. So I understand, you know, kind of feel what you're saying that.
Out the park, niggas know me. Curb on, little homie. All days, yeah. Been a roll.
Thank you for watching Changing Jewels on Kirkbone TV. If you like the jewels that we are dropping, subscribe, hit the notification, and share with some friends. And I'll see you on the next episode of Changing Jewels, Kirkbone TV.